So this is where we left off with lesson 13. We've got a residual plot, resid1.eps over here on the right, and it is going to be inserted into our supplemental appendix template. So let's pull up that supplemental appendix template. If we go through, assumption 6 involves hetero/homoscedasticity of the error term. And to assess that, we're going to look at these kind of four plots. One's going to, at the top of that plot, we'll have the residual for the OLS regression, and at the bottom we'll have the one for the weighted least squares regression. So here, what we'll do is we will simply delete this one. So select it and delete. We're going to go up here, we're going to insert photo, picture from file, and out there it's going to point at the desktop, and I should down here have resid1.eps. I'm going to insert that thing. Make sure that you go up here in the corner and click this down to 6.4, or right click it and use the format picture and set the size to 6.4. What that does is it brings this edge off, the hard black line that you're going to need on the side of the table. You could also kind of click on it and move it that way. So if you want to be just kind of click and move, that'll work it as well, but I always like to have it the same for all the plots, so I'll just make it 6.4. That covers that. Let's look at the last thing that we'll need to do. We'll do that same process for those four different plots. The last one that we need to do is we need to do two different histograms. We've already got this, so let's go to this one. If we go up a little bit, see, this is histogram, frequency, and everything else. This is the histogram. So let's just simply click on this one. You don't even really need this. So I would just do, I just go through and delete all these things here. You can keep histogram, that's fine. Here, that baby food yellow color is just not very pretty. So let's make it something other than that. Hold on. Okay, so there, just click on fill, make it blue, right? Or make it one of those colors, apply it like that. That looks just perfect to me. So the scales look pretty good. We might, if we wanted to, make them the same size as we did for the other ones, make them 11s, because that looks better. But all in all, it's a pretty good plot, and it's reasonably normal. So means almost 0, standard deviation is really close to 1, and a 47. That's not bad. So I'm going to red box that one. We've got our variable. Let's export that the same way we did. None, graphics only. I'm going to call this one histogram. See how that ran? If I go out here, now I've got histogram. So I have my first histogram plot here for assumption 8. I'm just going to follow the same sequence I always do. I'm going to select and delete. I'm going to go up here to insert photo from file. I'm going to go find the histogram, which is right there, and it should go right in that box. One thing that we could do, it looks fine the way it is. We've got a page break there. See that page break? And then the next one is going to be in there, so it's fine. It fits on the same page. It's all right. If it runs over, you can always go up here and insert a break, insert a page break or a section break to put it on the next one. But that's about what it needs to do. Okay. So as far as the supplemental appendix, we've shown everything that we need to do here. We've got the appendix. We showed how to create and export those. We know where our correlations with the independent variables are coming from, between the residuals and the independent variables are coming from. We know where these are coming from. That's from like a way earlier exercise, but it's just running those correlations again. This comes from the post-estimation model results, and so we're all good. We have one remaining factor to do, and that's we're going to run a we're going to run a separate model that tries to control for lack of reporting for some of the stations. And so we're going to see if that weighting works a little bit better. So I'll show you how to run that model. Okay, so we're back in the SPSS data sheet, and what we have here, I just want to run one additional estimate. So we're going to use weighted least squares here. And remember, we did the number of departments and the number of reporting departments, and we created a weight that ranged anywhere from half of the departments reporting all the way to all of them. And so we're just going to weight these observations by that and see if it improves our results at all. The way to do this, we're going to just analyze regression. We're going to go to linear. And again, we're going to use the same independent variables that we did. We are using incident per station. That's our dependent variable. Our independent variables, I put in population per square mile per thousand. We use this HSG, where is that? Almost all the way up here. Yeah, where is it? 096212, those were our two. Down here you have an option for weights, and we created a weighting value. And so I'm just going to click that one right into there. Statistics. I want the estimates and model fit. Yeah, that should cover it. Plots. I want the histogram again. It should give me a histogram, but if not, I may have to create one. Save. Now, I think I'm going to try this two different ways. I believe I'm going to have to save the unstandardized residuals because weighted doesn't like working with standardized, but I'm going to save both of them and see what it does. So we're going to look at and see what we can get out of the residuals. Click that. Options. Options is just stepwise, and style doesn't really do anything for us. So I believe we're ready to go. So let's see if this runs or if it blows up. Okay, so no plots are produced for weighted least squares. Yeah, that's all right. That's what I figured. So let's go down here. Notice the R-score is about the same. Let's see, the ANOVA, yeah, it's about the same. But notice by weighting that, we got a better, we now have a 95% significant, or 95 confidence interval, 0.005 probability level on that second independent variable that we didn't have before. So it shows that the weighting helped a little bit. As far as completing your statistics, this shows the residual value. So instead of, so this is what you would put in that descriptive statistics table for the linear regression assumptions, and it won't show you the plots here, but you can actually run them independently. So let's see where those are, and I'll run them really quickly with you. So I'm going to pause and then pick this up again. Okay, so if we click on the variable view, notice that it did give us standardized and unstandardized residuals. Let's see if we actually have values there. No, it won't do it for the residuals. So see the ZRE1, that it won't do the standardized residual with weighted. So we'll have to use this regular residual. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure it's clear, I'm going to change this name, and I'm going to say WLS resid. I'm going to get rid of this. There it goes finally. So I'll select all that, delete it, and then I'll delete the rest. And really, I didn't show this to you, but if you want to get rid of something, like that's just a column full of empty things, you just select on it once and you right click and clear it, excuse me, and that'll take care of it. So once we have that done, why don't we go ahead and save this. Probably ought to save it as version 6, but I'm lazy and I'm going to save it as version 5. Okay. So let's run two plots that you'll need to do with this one, and that will finish up what we need to do. I'm going to go to Analyze. I'm going to go to, actually, I'll just go with Graphs. Let's do the first one. Let's do the scatter plot. And here, you're going to do the 4 scatter plots. Instead of the OLS resid, you're going to use the WLS, the weighted least squares residual. Click that, and you're just going to do the exact same thing that you did last time. So let's double click this one. Let's start with the select y-axis. Just get that number format down to 1. Apply that. Let's do this. Let's fix the scale here. Make that 100 to 100 is probably fine. They're all in there. That's okay too. I'd like to have a little bit more refined than 50, however, so I'm going to put that in there. Click OK. One thing we need to do, I forgot this. Let's fix the chart size. Let's get rid of that. So we're going in that one table that fit both of these in one sheet. So make these 300 by 600 and apply it that way. Close it, and let's drag this out a little bit. That's fine. These aren't the standardized residual values, they're just simply the residual values. We'll click on that, make that size 11, make this one size 11 as well. Change your population per square mile. Probably fix this one too. Actually, we have to do that with the other one. Select x-axis, get the number format, put that back down to 1, apply it. And because we like pretty things, let's make these 12s and make them whatever we used last time. Oops, I'm messing up. Apply that one. One thing to look at, and this is kind of something that you can write up in your project. Let me export this. I'm going to call this resid2. Remember when I had that I put this in there up there? So let's delete this one. Let's insert. Let's go down here, find residual, resid1. And one of the things you want to look at is if this improved our pattern. It did kind of take some of the clumping out of the middle here, but it's probably fairly close. So it still has an outlier, but the weighted specification helped a little bit. Okay, so you'll be able to do that for the residuals and all the other ones. Let's do this last histogram, and that one will not take very long. So let's stop there.